YouTube. How are you? 24/7 WPL, and also here with Deke, and there you are. Morning. I don't want to start this day over. It's been a good day, though. It's not been a bad day.
It's been a good day.
It's been a good day.
So, yeah, we just get the little peach fuzz of the head there.
So,
on YouTube.
yeah, just a little. So,
Yeah.
that's all right. This is what is important.
That's right.
So,
Let's be honest.
scoot it over
The spread.
a little bit.
Mike
There
Lim,
we go.
Pain Rehab. How are you? Look at that right there.
Yeah, right there.
I'll get the new one up, Mike. Just relax. I'm working on it. Oh, 30 seconds. Time to go live. Here we go. Stay with me, folks. This will be fun. And we're going to go there. And this one. Welcome to What's in Your Loaf? Right here on 21.6 The Net.
And on 24/7 WPL, streaming over the top of my head on YouTube.
The volume's not working.
Volume's not working? All right.
Let's try this.
Try this again.
Let's just turn it down.
Oh.
There.
Is that better?
Is that better out there, Mike? Let us know. If you're watching live on Facebook, if you're listening out on the app at 21.6 The Net, or if you're over here on the YouTube.
On the YouTube.
Let us know how that sounded.
On all those tubes of you.
Great day today as we talk about turn lanes, bad resumes, and bad email addresses.
It's all bad.
It's beautiful music.
But it's good. It's fantastic.
We will settle on some theme music for What's in Your Loaf, but this is Arca. Andy Konshevitz, how are you? This is mall music from 1974. You were graciously pulled out of your playlist and sent it.
And nothing better than old 1970s music for mall.
That's it. This is cash or check, folks, so as you're getting ready to send in your money for this telethon, cash or check.
Cash or check, we take either.
Quick 30-minute telethon.
It's the quickest telethon in the West. The children need loaves. It's for the children.
It's for the children.
Or the dogs.
It's
or the
for
dolphins.
the children.
Or the children.
I swear to God.
Starving pygmy children.
That's it.
We did pygmies
I apologize
before.
about that, Lord. Great week, Pete. Skeet. Sorry.
Skeet. Deke.
Great week. So what's in your loaf this week?
You know what's in my loaf? I've been I've been busy, but of course we got our loaf here. We'll talk about it a little bit later. The day job, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and running around. I'm talking to a lot of people, a lot of employers who've been freaking out about Illinois passing the new law for, hey, we're going to have recreational marijuana as of January 1st, 2020. A lot of employers freaking out about, a bit of puff pass going on.
Yeah.
And, so it's not as big a deal as you think. Don't sweat it. Illinois just simply is now a sanctuary state for illegal druggies and gamblers.
There we go.
So,
we might as well set all those people free.
Well, they're going to set, what was the last count? 70,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, 70,000 getting processed out?
That's right.
So
Out.
So, hey, now we'll have more people to fill all these jobs that are open.
And we'll have more people getting high, so we'll be funnier, actually.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. The people that I used to know who did that were, they didn't say much.
Paranoid.
They didn't do much.
They were in the basement all the time.
Yeah, you hardly ever saw them.
They're basement dwellers.
Yeah.
Definitely. Maybe our theme song should be a cop show and have sirens in it.
Dude, we'll pull out what is it, the Bad Boys, what you gonna do?
That's it.
We probably can't play that. There's probably copyright stuff on that one. It's not gonna be in the wonderful public domain like this other stuff.
Don't adjust your screen. We moved the camera today so that you were at the table with us enjoying this loaf. The only unfortunate thing is I've had to put pants on.
Yeah,
short
Deke
pants.
usually doesn't do pants, which is a little awkward in the studio sometimes, but we get around it.
But it frees my creativity.
Yeah.
And when you hear about my email address that I use on my resume, You'll understand why.
Yeah, I did. I've taken a look at a lot of bad resumes too, and I tell you, some of them are skills. Here's a good one, and this almost made me think of my situation last week in the meeting, because I'm reading
the milkshake situation.
Yeah, the milkshake situation, because then this actually is from an old resume, and under skills they had quite a few things listed. MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint, amphibious, and they had typing very fast, and I'm like, wow, amphibious, that's quite the skill. You can breathe above ground, above water, and underwater. That's remarkable. Yeah, while typing. So that's really cool. And it did say, literally did say amphibious on the resume under skills. So talking to the candidate, I'm like, well, what do you do with your amphibious skill set? Are you like an underwater welder, or something going on? Do you clean boats? And again, this person was completely lost. Yeah.
What is going on?
No. And I'm like, well, you got amphibious on your resume. It literally says amphibious. I'm not mistaking it. It does say that. Oh, no. What's the word for when you can use both hands? I'm ambidextrous.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You might want to change that. Exactly. Change that on your resume. Ambidextrous, not amphibious. Although, who knows? If you're applying for a job with a pond, you
never
pond cleaner, something. Another skill was fast talker. This guy's a real fast talker.
I'm a fast talker. Slick, slip. I can get you a fast talker.
Nope. So that was an interesting skill set. Bad email on there. And I'm not going to say the at the end, but one was suck it Charlie, at suck it Charlie. Another one, I wish I were kidding. These were real. I'm not going to give the at end because you guys don't
need to send
an email.
Suck it Charlie.
And I think perhaps this was meant in a more work career focused way, but it was I service you at. I truly hope it was meant in like I serve you, or hey, I'm going to help you or whatever. But I service you at. And then another email address was all about the biz.
All about the biz.
All about the biz at. And bad names. Man, people, just put your name on a resume, really, seriously.
Name Meadows.
It's,
welcome to the Loaf.
Because I got a resume that said Ron Super Talent, and we'll put whatever last name you want. But Ron Super Talent Johnson, but Super Talent. And then there was also Sheila the Queen.
Oh.
And then one was, the first name was Get Shorty.
Yes.
I don't want to get Shorty. I really don't. Put your real dadgum name on a resume.
Those were the names.
Yeah, those were the names.
Not the email addresses.
Not the email addresses. Those were actual names.
That's
Get
great.
Shorty Smith.
On my Indeed, I use Tulip Dancer. At
Two-lipped answer?
Tulip Dancer.
Oh, tulip dancer. Okay.
Spelled TWO.
Okay. Tulip dancer. Wow. All righty. You're a fancy fellow.
Hey, how about that?
And you use that on your Indeed resume, huh?
Indeed resume.
How many inquiries do you get?
That's why I'm on the air at 3:30 on Thursday.
On Thursday. There you go. So,
oh Lord.
But I'm not that imaginative.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose I am, but I'm just not going to stick it on a resume.
Look, Nate Meadows. Here's what I'm telling you right now. You bring a loaf, you can be on this show any Thursday at 3:30.
I have my resume ready right now. Bring your resume and a loaf.
That's it.
Bring a loaf. That's your admission fee.
You have to bring the loaf.
Yeah.
But amazing setup here, Pete. This is gorgeous today.
Well, I was feeling a little like
the loaf
wanted to
hiding the
invite
clearance.
people in, and I know I didn't take the clearance tag off of the flowers there. But
That's how much we care about it. Low budget hero.
low budget.
This-
Still wanted to provide a nice table.
Yeah.
You know, we got the tablecloth, we got the breadboard tonight. Then we have the loaves here. So
Yeah.
a little bit. You got a little bread basket here, and the flowers, and the pitcher, and look, scented candle. Aren't you all guys? Everybody out there, aren't you thrilled?
That is a great scent.
Everybody who's listening
is.
over the radio and watching on, just put your nose up right up to the screen. You might be able to
It
get
is a
good
great
look.
scent.
So.
And Nate, I mean, if we're making, well, next week is the 4th of July, and I'm probably not going to be here. Yeah, ham and
Ham.
provolone. We're
That's
okay
fine.
because we were just talking about bacon loaf.
Yeah, we were.
What about that stuff? Would it work? I guess so. Pimento loaf.
Yeah, pimento loaf,
We can
olive
bring that
loaf,
in.
pickle loaf.
We could bring that in.
Yeah,
Any,
So,
any kind of
absolutely.
loaf, but it's up to you.
yeah,
We'll take your loaf.
yeah. Just bring it in. We'll put it right here on the breadboard. We got a knife for you to cut it.
Yeah,
Break right into
just
it.
loaf it up.
Yeah,
We'll
and,
loaf it in.
and that's fine and dandy. Not a problem. Where is Nate?
Nate,
Do you know Nate?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, Nate's a great guy, great sense of humor. You know what? He's got such a dry sense of humor, it rubs people the wrong way.
No, if
And he
he's
says he can smell the scent of humor.
yeah, I can smell it.
He and
Awesome.
I were in prison together for a
Okay.
while,
Cool.
and enjoyed laughing at a lot of things that happened there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Well, you got to have a sense of humor when you go there. So
Yeah.
You're gonna make it out all right. So
it was,
You know.
it was funny. And he and I got along good. As a matter of fact,
especially in the shower. Didn't
as a
drop
matter of
the shower.
fact, it was slow where he was at, and so he had some time to post some things on Facebook. And one of the wardens obviously wasn't too busy and was able to scope out Facebook during the day,
Wow.
and took offense to some of the funny
Some of the
posts that he put
Funny
up.
posts that he put up while he was
Yeah.
in prison.
Right,
So,
right.
Gotcha. Oh, well, Nate, feeling sorry for you, but
That's it.
yeah, that's that can happen.
Well, I'll tell you. Here's what's in my loaf.
Yeah.
So I put on some miles in the car, traveling around McHenry County this
Mhm.
week, and into the Chicagoland area, and I have made several turns, which on
Both
the roads,
left and right.
yeah, both left and right,
Okay.
which on the roads that I travel have designated turning lanes,
Mhm.
a turn lane. And I find it interesting that a lot of cars in the turn lane use their directional blinker, for
Mhm.
those people who don't know what a directional is.
Yeah.
Turn your blinker on, and when they get into the turn lane.
So not before getting into the turn lane,
Correct.
but after the turn
After.
lane.
So my question is to the audience, so both you guys.
Yeah, all two of you.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
Andy and Nate.
Yeah.
So nephew Andy out there.
That's right. Why turn? You are in a turn lane. There are one of two things that you need to do in the turn lane, and that's turn or lane. I'm not quite sure how to lane, but I do know how to turn.
I think you've already laned once you're there.
I think you must have laned already,
Yeah.
right? So why would you turn your directional on once you get into the turn lane?
Well, you should do it before.
Correct.
Yeah. You're gonna turn your turn signal on before you go
Yeah.
into the turn lane. You'll leave it on
Right.
until you make your turn.
So I've tried to justify this and say, well, you know what? Maybe if you're the first car, letting the other cars across the way know that you're turning, but again, you're in the turn lane. Obviously, if you went straight, you'd run into, yeah,
Yeah. You disrupt traffic in a very bad way.
in a bad way.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, well, maybe if you're first in line, you're okay. Maybe if you're last in line as well, because, well, maybe they don't know it's the turn lane.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. But then I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me why people. Now I've had police pull up alongside me while I've been in the turn lane and say, hey, you need to put on your blinker.
Were they
Thank you.
confused as to what you were about
Right.
to do?
Yes, thank you, officer. Now, they were in the straight lane, I was in the turn lane. They were gonna go straight, no blinker. I was turning in the turn lane, I was already in the turn lane, but I was going to turn.
Oh,
I was not going to go straight. So maybe I confused them,
maybe you did.
I don't know.
But I mean, isn't it's probably a traffic law, isn't it?
It must be.
Is there, because they could probably write you a ticket for which you'd have to pay.
Right.
But proper use of the turn signal, as I've been instructed by my wife, until I finally got it, was that you don't wait till you're about to make your turn.
No.
You let everybody know behind you and in front of you what your future intent is before you arrive to the spot
Okay.
wherein you plan to turn. So you've got to plan ahead and let everyone know that you are planning
Yeah.
ahead. This is what you are going to do. Now, it may not be right then, but within, what, about 50 to 75 yards from now,
Yeah.
you need to let people know what you're going to do. So
The
I've
one-
gotten much better at it.
The ones that dry my loaf are the ones that turn on the blinker 20 feet from the intersection.
So, well,
Right. Oh, shit, I gotta turn.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
All right, now, case in point, and this is what made me think about this. On Sunday, I'm headed down to Downers Grove area.
Okay.
I'm gonna take, 12 to 53, shoot down that way. And for those people who are listening in Europe, it makes no sense what I just said, but thank you for listening.
Yeah.
So, I'm there on 12 getting onto Lake Cook. You know where that
Yep.
that little swing is there, and I put on my directional in the turn lane.
Okay.
Terrific. And so I make,
Everyone knows why you're there now.
and I'm making the turn. I'm making the turn. And then it's what, about a mile up the road where you get on to
90.
to 53,
59.
50,
53?
59, whatever.
Something like that.
50
One of them.
something.
Yeah, I know
Well,
what you're talking
You're
about.
heading down towards
Yeah.
Schaumburg at that
Yeah.
point. And for that entire mile to mile and a half, my turn signal never went off.
When did you realize
When
that
I
you were one of those people that drive me?
I was in the
frick
fast
nuts?
lane. I was in the fast lane. I was in the
No,
left-hand
you were in
lane.
the left-hand lane.
With the left-hand blinker
With the
on.
lane-
Right.
Maybe that's what laning is.
And I did it maybe, and I didn't know it was on until I went to turn my blinker on to cut in front of somebody to get over.
Wow. So it never, when you made the turn, your wheel
I
went
wasn't
back.
sharp enough
didn't-
turn. It was a
but-
gradual
yeah.
turn. Thus, why do you?
It is a
even
very
need that?
soft turn there.
Thus, why do you even need that directional? Because I just people behind me are like, "Is this idiot turning?
What
What's
the
going
hell is he doing? That
This guy.
and that does drive me nuts.
Oh.
People are driving along, and inevitably, I pull up alongside, and it's some old dude.
Yeah.
Some old dude. Forgot. So he's on the Autobahn. The
I
Autobahn.
I
I
can't.
get what you're saying. IKEA.
Now, so we've all done this too. We've all slowed down next to the guy who's been driving, right? So on the way back on Sunday, I'm cruising back, beautiful Mercedes, old guy,
Yeah.
doing well for himself, obviously.
Sure.
And just cruising. And he's got his left-hand blinker on. And just cruising, 60, 65, 70. So I'm coming up, I'm like, oh, so I slow down to let him in. And I just noticed then that he's just driving.
He's just driving.
So I speed up, and you get next to him, you're like,
Turn your damn blinker off.
you're like, and then that doesn't work because they look at you and wave, or like, ah, psycho. So then you speed up and you get in front of them and you turn yours
Yours
off.
And then you turn it off,
And then you turn
and
it
then you
off.
turn the other one on, and then you turn it off, and then you're hoping that they're gonna be like, "Why the hell is
And
this
you're,
person?"
and you're not paying attention to anything in front of you. You're watching your rear
Yeah.
view to see if this idiot turns off his his
So then you
directional.
don't see the brake lights that come on in front of you because you're looking at your rear view
No.
mirror and you're like, "Pow." So
It irritates me, and I'm like, why do I even have it on? And so, on the rest of the way down to Downers Grove, I thought that's what's in my loaf this week is why do you need your directional on in the turn lane?
and
I
you know
think
what?
you should have your directional on in the turn lane if you're going to do a U-turn.
If you're gonna do a U-turn, I'm
Because
in
you're
the
then
lane.
changing lanes.
That would be another form of laning.
laning.
I
right?
suppose.
Yeah.
So I'm in the lane. I don't want to be in the lane
Don't
anymore.
want to be in the lane anymore.
So
Get
now
out
I
of the
turn
lane.
it on
Yeah.
to get out of the lane, whichever way I'm in.
Yeah.
Because you do use your turn signal when you are changing lanes.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, when you're going straight.
Yeah.
So if you're going from left to right,
Yeah, you're directional.
yeah, you're yeah. So
Turn signal is what's up there on the stoplight.
well,
Stop
I've
and
always
go.
called them a turn
I
signal.
don't know. Everybody
I don't
does.
know.
I'm just being.
Yeah, it's whatever.
But you're right. Truthfully, it's like interesting to me.
So, but you know, that's a good one. That's good.
That's what's in my loaf. And now, had I not known, or had I not turned right after that mile, I probably would have drove into Chicago
With it on the whole way,
Yeah.
just like I'm driving.
Do-do-do-do-do.
I'm driving. Might go a little left.
That's right.
Might not. You don't know what's happening
You don't know
next.
what's happening.
So you just kept everybody guessing, keeping everybody on their toes.
That's right.
Yeah, that does drive me nuts. So
That's right.
there we are.
There it is.
So well, that's good to know what's in your loaf. So.
It was a weird thing for me, and I was just like, this is crazy. So it's about that time in the show where we learn what the acronym LOAF stands for. It's this week you have to have something for us, Peter.
I do this week, and I've spent an enormous amount of time, as you know, dwelling on this.
Yes.
And just, man, put everything I had into this, looking at all the news this week, and here's what I've discovered. Looking at all the news, especially, man, all the pictures of folks that are up and out there with the big red lipstick on, and I'm like, where did this
Yeah,
was a
well,
thing back in the 60s. How did this big red mouth come back? I don't know. But I'm thinking, you know what it is? LOAF. Large orifices attract feminists. I really truly think that is why we're seeing all the big red mouths.
Oh.
Large orifices attract feminists.
Large.
Large orifices attract feminists. LOAF. That's where I'm at this week.
I'm with you. I drive on the road like a game of Frogger, back and forth. And whoever created the GPS just created a life video game.
Yeah.
I mean, I punch it in, and it's like, you should arrive at 4 o'clock. I try to see how many minutes I can beat that by.
So does my wife.
Yeah.
So do I. Or I try to see, okay, now that's my goal then.
Right.
I want the 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Or I want the 3:58. Because, you know,
Yeah.
it's right there at the minute.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, gotta stay. That's it. That's my minute.
And I'll tell you, for family vacations, it makes rest areas and pit stops a lot quicker. Listen, we're not goofing around here.
No. No.
I am 6 minutes ahead. we need to just keep going. So do your business and let's get out of here.
Absolutely.
Minute
So,
to win it. That's
minute
right.
to win it, buddy. You betcha.
That's right.
So.
And the fun part though is getting in the open road and watching the time just drip off.
But see, that was always the thing too. But when my dad and his wife would come out to see us, or when we're going out there, you make a big trip.
Yeah.
So what kind of time did you make?
Yeah.
You made good time.
Make good time.
Oh, I made such great time.
You used to be in the 70s. What kind of mileage did you get?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Now, it's, as you got older,
Yeah.
it's what kind of time did you make?
So
I made good time.
are you a time or distance traveler?
Time.
So it's like, well, it's going to take about a half hour for me to get there.
Yeah.
Or is it 15 miles?
Yeah. It's time, always time, and it's interesting you bring that up because I was talking to someone this morning about that.
Is
It was
that
in
right?
another state, and because they said, okay, so how far is it? And I said, oh, probably about an hour and a half,
Yeah.
hour 45, depending on traffic.
Absolutely.
Well, how far is that? An hour and a half, hour 45,
Right.
depending on traffic. That's how far it is. So it is just. We do a game where
That's
when
right.
we stop, it takes 15 minutes. I need to get that time back.
That's right.
Yeah. So you want it, you do. You
That's
want
it.
it back. You want to own that. But I'm always a time traveler. Okay, that works. I
No,
don't.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so-
am too.
Yeah, time traveler.
Out here in Illinois,
Yeah, in the Illinois.
especially up around the Chi,
Yep.
it is. It's all
Oh.
about time.
Always about.
It's going to take me about an hour and a half to get down to Chicago.
Yeah. So,
It's only like 40 miles.
yeah. And then people said, well, I was looking on a map, and they say that.
Yeah.
You know, well, it's only about 25, 30 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but traffic.
That's why I love living out here, because it takes an hour and a half to get to Madison, Milwaukee, or the south side of Chicago.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it.
This is kind of right in the middle of all of that.
It's gorgeous.
And actually, even here in McHenry County, you know,
Yeah.
we're right in the freaking center of McHenry County.
Yeah.
Everything, you know, to Alex's point, you want your 15 minutes back? That God was texting
That's
you.
right.
It's just, yeah, God's notification.
Yeah, well,
So,
90
but
days.
everything is
See what that
15
is.
minutes away.
Yeah.
From here in McHenry,
Always.
Crystal
Big
Lake, Woodstock, Wonder Lake.
Unless it's between 4 and 5:30.
Correct.
And then all these two lane friggin' things.
Yeah, then all these
back
two, like, you know, 31
Oh.
and everything else.
Yeah.
Then everything's
Now-
double that, if not more.
Now, growing up in Iowa, Iowa's miles. Yeah, you know, Iowa City's about 90 miles.
Yeah.
Okay, count on about an hour and a half.
And see, I grew up in Missouri.
Yeah.
And exact same thing.
Yeah.
It took me a while when I came out here
Time.
to adjust.
Yeah.
Now, and I was talking to somebody in Arkansas this morning. Well, you know, that's, how many miles is that gonna be? Well, it's gonna be about 2-3 hours. Well, how far is it? Again, probably about 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah. Count on 2 hours,
Yeah,
2 or 3 hours.
two-
Yeah.
she could not break out of the mile thing.
Right.
But then finally we got to it.
Okay, so if you're gonna drive 60 miles an hour,
Yeah.
2 hours.
2 hours.
It's gonna be
So
120
about
miles.
120 miles. So, you know, but
There will be some
yeah,
tolls.
do math,
Yeah.
you know, but and for math, I mean, I know math for a lot of people really sucks.
Yeah.
A lot of people struggle with
It
it.
is struggle.
I do all right with it as long as I can relate it to money.
Yeah.
Money is units
Count
of
it
10.
back. That's right.
So that's easy, simple, super
Count
simple.
it back. You're good.
So as soon as you start throwing letters into math, that's when my brain kind of
X's.
says, no, that's the alphabet.
Yeah.
Letters have no place in there.
We're not reading.
No,
This is math.
This is math.
Reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yeah.
The 3
exactly.
R's.
The 3 R's. Arithmetic.
It's arithmetic.
Forget the A.
Back in the
It's
day.
not even alphabet then. So, but see, to that point, it's
Right.
math, not the alphabet.
I've got 3:56. We got 4 minutes. What's in
Oh,
the
you know
loaf?
what?
Are you
We
gonna-
have not done
you gonna
this
slice the
loaf.
loaf?
I will. I'll go ahead and slice the loaf real quick. We'll do a nice one. We got several nice little loaves here.
We've got a bundle of loaves.
Excuse me, I'm terribly sorry about that.
Got some loaves coming out of the picnic
Do
basket.
that, and what we'll do is we'll just slice
Oh, going right down the backbone. Now.
right down the center here.
This looks like a hearty
Little
wheat.
firm. It is. This is actually a fresh baked. Let me get back over here and
Yeah.
talk about this, and I'll grab that. So, this, everybody, is a lovely. It is a lovely, very lovely.
Gorgeous.
YouTube guys,
Gorgeous,
beautiful
yeah.
loaf here. Very lovely, fresh baked, malted barley. It's a malted barley wheat bolillos.
Bolillos.
Bolillos. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly.
I don't
I've
know
never
what
seen
that-
it before. Bolillos. Bolillos.
Leos.
Bolillos.
Billy.
Yeah. Maybe the
Bolillos.
double L
We'll go
is
with
Bolillos.
Malted
So,
barley, though. So
malted
it's kind
barley.
of a beer taste.
Yeah. So I would imagine. I've not eaten it.
What's
Carbs,
it
you
smell
know.
like? Bread?
It smells pretty good. It
Yeah,
smells like
it's,
bread. You know what it reminds me of? Long ago in church.
Yes, I was just gonna say the same thing when they rip it apart.
They rip it apart because they're giving you the bread
The
and
body,
the wine.
that
and
smells like the body of Christ right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, he was.
Jesus was very bread-like.
Jesus was a popular guy because he smelled like bread.
Bread. Yeah. Everybody, Jesus, you smell like bread.
Jesus.
I'm kind of hungry. Jesus, you smell like bread. You smell like you just came out of the oven. But it was
He
probably
says-
hot.
He says, "I work over at Subway."
Yeah. So, but
I
that's
work
also
uptown over at Subway.
yeah, which is probably why also a grilled Jesus became so popular.
Grilled cheeses.
Yeah.
That's, well, that's why the
It's-
Catholics see Mother Mary on
Yeah,
Sundays.
Mother Mary. So it is now again fresh baked malted barley wheat bolillos. It is rich with ferrous sulfate, thiamine, high water gluten,
Yeah,
stearoyl lactylate, and wheat bran.
and wheat bread.
So
That's it.
yeah, so we
try,
got
try sign language.
it is filled with all of the
Do it.
goodness of the things.
Do it like the guy on the old Saturday Night Live. What he
said,
said!
Garrett Morris.
Garrett Morris.
Yeah. for the hearing impaired. He has a fresh baked malted barley wheat bolillos. So there you go. Sure. There. Hope that helped you out there, Andy. So,
and of course, with some of that stuff, it will give you the.
Yeah, it can.
It
so.
can.
But actually, I'll take that home for my wife.
Oh, that is good stuff. She
yeah.
can have the body of Christ.
Body of Christ
jelly.
compels you. Body of Christ. Body of Christ. Body of Christ. God, I can't say it now.
Bob Barker, The Price is Right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So.
The body of Christ. Yeah.
Yeah. So are we about?
Yeah, we're right there. We're right on it.
Right on it. Man, these shows go way too quickly.
You know, the Loaf. If we can get some guests in here, the Loaf might have to go.
Might have to go an hour.
Might have to go an hour.
Might. So guests, shoot a note. 247WPL@gmail.com. You want to be on the show?
Be on the
or
show.
how do they?
Yeah, just go to 216thenet.com and
Yeah.
contact us.
Yeah. So
That's
either
it.
way.
That's it. And we'd love to have you on here. Nate, if you're still out there, bring a loaf. Or let me know, because we might put the loaf early in the oven next week on Wednesday.
Yeah, we
Wednesday
might.
evening.
We might need
This
to
is
do
full
that.
4th
We'll
of
figure
July.
it out. We'll figure it out
gonna figure it
somehow.
out.
So.
Hey, that's it for Skeet. I'm Deke. This has been What's in Your Loaf, and today it's turn lanes, bad resumes, and email addresses, and well, Christ.
And the body of Christ.
The body of Christ.
In a fresh baked malted barley wheat bolillos.
That's it for us. Hang in there. We'll see you next week, or we won't.